परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत्सी श्रीमद कृष्ण कृपा सिमूर्ति अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON BBT संस्थापकाचार्य श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत्सी श्रीमद कृष्ण कृपा सिमूर्ति भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रीलारदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। विष्णु भक्ति प्रदायिनी वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। गौ माता गौपालन गौचारण की जय। प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। कलयुग नाशन पतित पावन हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। समेत भक्त वृंद की जय। समेत भक्त वृंद की जय। समेत भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री गुरु और गौरांग की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। So, Hare Krishna to everybody present here today, physically in this temple hall, as well as the devotees who have joined online. So again, since Prabhuji is not there, Namnis Prabhu is not there, so I have been interested with this Seva to speak something about from Srimad Bhagavatam, such a high subject matter. Still, as a service, I will endeavor my best to serve you. And again, the main purpose of the reading Bhagavatam remains my own purification. If anybody else also gets inspired, that's just a byproduct. So please bless me so that I can speak something worth in today morning for the pleasure of Sri Radha Govindji and all his devotees. So once again, I'm just checking, audio quality is okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु प्रणाम प्रभु।
So actually I am sorry, every day we have to ask which sloka, that should not be the case. We should be prepared whatever we have to give, but somehow due to paucity of time, I am also a working person, so it becomes little difficult. Nevertheless, whatever I have heard on the subject matter from my seniors, I will try to reproduce whatever I can. I have my limitations, please forgive me for any mistakes I commit. So today's discussion will be on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, entitled Creation of the Fourth Order. Everybody remembers what is the reason why it is named Creation of Fourth Order? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So then chapter 23 entitled,
Prithu Maharaj going back home.
this is not, I am not trying to check some you people's knowledge or memory, it is just for, so that it is engraved in my mind what I have to speak. Okay. Prithu Maharaj going back to, okay. Then this verse where Prithu Maharaj has already left, his good wife Archi has also left, and after that, this conversation is going between whom?
Vidura and Maitreya Rishi.
Vidura on Maitreya. Perfect. Which place on the planet Earth?
Haridwara, Prabhuji.
Haridwara. Perfect, Mataji. Thank you for reminding me. Other day we traveled along with Uddhava and Vidura from. Where did Uddhava and Vidura met? Vrindavan. Other day we discussed it, in detail. They met then due to the when Vidura was already, as we know, the previous history, that Vidura was exiled from his kingdom. I mean the Duryodhana's kingdom or the Dhritarashtra's kingdom at that time. Why he was given that kind of a punishment? Because he was advising, he was a minister of the Dhritarashtra, so he was advising that you must get rid of this son, Duryodhan, who is the personification of the Kali itself. So when Duryodhan heard that my uncle is giving a wrong advice in his sense to my father, so he told him that you just get lost from here. I am only, since you have served this kingdom for so long throughout your life, I am just sparing you with your prana, that is the sans. This is what is written. I am leaving you with your sans and you just get lost from here. You can understand what kind of apaman Vidura must have gone through. But it took as a blessing of, other day also I said, and I am repeating it again, whenever in the bhakti you start getting these kind of things, that means your way to Krishna is opening up. Whenever people insult you, like how Vidura was insulted, so apaman brings Bhagavan. You see so many places. What happened with Dhruva Maharaj? Same thing. He wanted to sit on the lap of his father. But his stepmother said, what she said? If you want to sit on this lap, then you have to take birth from my womb. In indirect way, that you have to die and again take birth from my womb. And he was pushed from that place. So he felt very insulted. He came sobbing to his mother, Suniti. That was other mother was Suruchi. So he came to Suniti. And mother said, if you want the kingdom even better than you are, then you have to worship Lord. And he said, how I can get Lord? So she told, you have to do austerity, tapasya. So he said, where? She said, you have to go to the forest. And when Dhruva Maharaj was about to go to the forest, the mother Suniti stopped him and asked him a question. I might be repeating it, I might have told you in the earlier class, but what happens, mostly we forget things, so it is better to repeat the things again and again so that it is engraved in our mind. So what mother Suniti asked the little Dhruva? Anybody remembers? What question the mother asked to Dhruva? Because she was also crying within, because she knew such a small child, 5-year-old, going to the forest, and those times forests were not like they are really dense forest and all the wild animals were there. Can we even imagine sending our 5-year-old to outside our eyesight in today's world? We cannot. And at that time, that mother, who is the first guru for any child, mother is the first guru. She is ready to give him a good advice so that he can achieve the Lord. She said, you have to go to the forest and do austerity. What kind of a heart that mother must be having, and emotions must be, overflowing, overwhelmed. So she asked one question to Dhruva. She said, son, you proceed to the forest, but before going you tell me one thing. Do you have any bad feeling about your other mother, that is Suruchi? Dhruva Maharaj said, yes, my heart is burning. it is going to blast. I have got so much anger and so much. So what Suniti said, son, you will not get the Lord. What she said? आपको भगवान नहीं मिलेंगे. What should I do? You have to put all these bad feelings and dvesh out of your heart. First you do that, then you proceed to the forest. And Dhruva Maharaj did that. He meditated, and after that he left all his anger and dvesh about Suruchi, what he was carrying within his heart. And once his heart got purified, then he proceeded to jungle. And then after he met his Guru Narad Muni and he got the Lord. So this is what is the Cheto Darpan Marjanam. I always say this Sikshastakam is not randomly put up slokas. They start from Cheto Darpan Marjanam and take us to Asli Seva Padartam Pinastuma. So when, unless we cleanse our heart, we are not going to get. So this is what we get from the story of Vidur Maharaj. This is the lesson we get from the story of Dhruva Maharaj. So this is what the condition of Vidura. So when he met Uddhava and he asked, and when he has gone to pilgrimage, he has taken it as a blessing of the Lord. And he did not have any grudge against Duryodhan or Dhritarashtra that they have thrown me out of. In fact, he was thanking God that throughout my life, now I am old, I never got a time to do Tirth Yatra. This is the first time I am getting this chance. And thanks to Duryodhan, because of whom I got this opportunity. This is what a devotee's heart is. He was insulted, but he was thanking within his heart to Duryodhan and Dhritarashtra. Did I say Yudhishthira before that? Yeah. Sometimes, while speaking, words get exchanged. So, Duryodhan and Dhritarashtra, he thanked them and prayed for their well-being. In fact, if you remember, after meeting and getting all this knowledge from Maitreya Muni at Haridwar, what Vidura does? He went back to Dhritarashtra. So much of compassion he has for Dhritarashtra, who has insulted him. He has so much compassion, he is going back again. And then that great instruction to Dhritarashtra, where he really speaks his mind out and says, you are, like your life is like a dog. You are eating remnant of the people to whom you throughout your life troubled. So that story comes. So just see why otherwise, he got the topmost knowledge from Maitreya Rishi. What was the need of Vidura going back to Dhritarashtra, to the people who have insulted him? So, when this Vidura and Maitreya Sambad is going on at the river bank of Ganges at Haridwar, so this verse what we are going to recite today is from there. So, we will recite. This is the toughest part for my Seva. Vijayabhimukhho Raja
Vijayabhimukhho Raja
Shrutva tabhiyatiyan
Shrutve tad abhiyatiyan
Balim tasme harantyagre
Balim tasmai harantyagre
Raja naha prithve yatha.
Rajanah prithve yatha.
Thank God आज थोड़ा सस्ते में निपट गया. It's not that kind of twister kind of a sloka. Vijayabhimukho Raja
Vijayabhimukho Raja
Shrutve tadbhiyatiyan
Shrutve tad abhiyatiyan
Balim tasme harantyagre
Balim tasmai harantyagre
Raja naha prithve yatha.
Rajanah prithve yatha.
Vijayabhimukho Raja
Vijayabhimukho Raja
Shrutva dabhiyatiyan
श्रुत्वैतदपि याति यान्
बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे
बलिं तस्मै
हरिं
हरन्त्यग्रे
तस्मै
अनः
हरन्त्यग्रे
पृथिवे यथा
राजानः
राजानः
पृथिवे
पृथिवे
यथा
यथा
विजयाभिमुखो राजा श्रुत्वैव
विजयाभिमुखो राजा
वियाति यान्
श्रुत्वे तद्भियाति यान्
बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे
बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे
राजानः पृथिवे यथा
राजानः
विजयाभिमुखो राजा श्रुत्वैव वियाति यान् बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे राजानः पृथिवे यथा. Okay, anybody want to recite online?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी
हरे
विजयाभिमुखो राजा श्रुत्वैतदभियाति यान् बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे राजाना पृथवे यथा हरे कृष्ण
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
प्रभु
प्रभु जी
विजयाभिमुखो राजा श्रुत्वैतादभियाति यान् बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे राजानः पृथवे यथा हरे कृष्ण प्रभु
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी सादर प्रणाम विजयाभिमुखो राजा श्रुत्वैतद अभियाति यान् बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे राजान पृथ्वे यथा
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी विजयाभिमुखो राजा श्रुत्वे तद्भियाति यान् बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे राजानः पृथिवे
हरे
यथा
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
प्रभु विजयाभिमुखो राजा अभियतियान् बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे राजनः पृथ्वी यतः हरिकृष्ण प्रभु
हरे
थैंक यू
कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम विजयाभिमुखो राजा श्रुत्वैतद् अभियाति यान् बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे राजान पृथ्वे यथा. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी थैंक यू सो मच.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी विजयाभिमुखो राजा श्रुतैतद्विताभियातियान् बलिं तस्मै हरन्तग्रे राजानः पृथवे यथा
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी विजया अभिमुखे राजा शुद्धे तदाभियाति यान् बलि तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे राजानः पृथ्वा पृथ्वी यथा हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी थैंक यू वेरी मच.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी विजयाभिमुख्य राजा श्रुतद्व्याभियन्ति यान् बलि तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे राजानः पर्ववे यथा
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी विजयाभिमुखो राजा श्रुत्वैतत् अभियाति बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे राजान पृथ्वे यथा. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. I really love when you people recite. I mean, that inspires me that one day I will also be able to recite like you people. Okay. Okay.
विजयाभिमुखः
विजयाभिमुखो राजा
श्रुत्वैतद्
दैव दिव्याति यान्
बलिं तस्मै हरन्त्यग्रे
तस्मै
राजान
हरन्त्यग्रे राजा न पृथ्वे यथा. Okay. So, word by word meaning. Vijaya Abhimukhan. Abhimukha. Mukha. One who is about to start for victory. Raja, king. Shrutva, hearing. Itat, this. Abhiyati, starts. Yan, on the chariot. Balim, taxes. Tasmai, unto him. Haranti, present. Agri, before. Raja, nah, other kings. Prithve unto King Prithu, Yatha as it was done. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If a king who is desirous to attaining victory and ruling power chants the narration of Prithu Maharaj 3 times before going forth on his chariot, all subordinate kings will automatically render all kind of taxes unto him, as they rendered them unto Maharaja Prithu simply upon his order. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Since a Kshatriya king naturally desires to rule the world, he wishes to make all other kings subordinate to him. This was also the position many years ago when Prithu Maharaj was ruling over the earth. At that time, he was the only emperor on this planet. Even 5000 years ago, Maharaja Yudhishthira and Maharaja Parikshit were the sole emperors of this planet. Sometimes the subordinate kings rebelled, and it was necessary for the emperor to go and chastise them. This process of chanting the narrations of life and character of Prithu Maharaj is recommended for conquering kings if they want to fulfill their desire to rule the world. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सगणा रघुनाथान्वितां त्वां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादां सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशः गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So this is a foolproof formula has been given this in this verse, that if any king, now actually monarchy system is not existing anymore anywhere, maybe on some smaller countries in Africa or some Asian countries, but most of the big countries, they don't follow any monarchy system now. Everywhere the what you call Ganatantra, the government elected by the people. And we all know, and also Prabhupada has many times has not very much appreciated this type of democracy, where people can elect their representative depending upon their selfish motives. So you might not get the best of the rulers to rule the country. But this is the time when the monarchy system was existing, and the kings they were Raja Rishis. They were actually rishis, but having a responsibility of ruling the kingdom. So at that time, definitely there are different kind of small kingdom where they were given a responsibility of collecting taxes and then put it in the course of the Samrat, But many times this used to happen that they will revolt. So for that, like Prithu Maharaj, he was not just king of this, what we know today as India. He was ruling the whole planet Earth at that time. Same goes with the Yudhishthira Maharaj or all the kings of those times. They were ruling the whole planet practically. They were the king of the whole planet. So if anybody, so there was no question of getting victory over, but keeping the things in order and to get the taxes what is desirable. So here in the purport, Prabhupada says, since the Kshatriya king naturally desires to rule the world, and this is also very important to understand when we understand this in context of Pandavas. Like somebody might say, when Pandavas came back, what was the use of them asking for the kingdom? They should have just lived like a normal citizen in the kingdom of the Duryodhana. But this is what clears it. Since the Kshatriya king naturally desires to rule the world, it's a natural process. It is a natural condition of a king, Kshatriya king. That is the reason when Lord Krishna went, he said, at least you give them 5 villages. And Duryodhana denied that also. So this clarifies that the natural tendency of any Kshatriya king is to rule. He wishes to make all other kings subordinate to him. This was also the position of many years ago when Prithu Maharaj was ruling the earth. At that time, he was the only emperor on this planet. Even 5,000 years ago, Maharaj Yudhishthira and Maharaj Parikshit were the sole emperor of this planet. So that time, Bharatvarsha was not only this, what we know as today India. We all know from our Shastras there were 9 Varsas. So Bharatvarsha was one of them. Today also when we recite, if we have to give identity, if you see the Pandits who do Yajna on your behalf, they take your name, your Gotra, your Rasi, Nakshatra, and then from which place you are, you give your whole identity. Who is this person who is offering this to the demigods or lords, whoever it is? If today also Mantra Deso, no, Joshi Singh Rasi Amne Angres Gotre Alva Gande Malva Vedi. This is the identity. Jambu Dive Aryavarte. You must have seen it when the Pandit comes to our place. They recite like this: Jambu Dive Aryavarte, Bharatvarsha. So this is what the Bharatvarsha they is talking about. So we should not mistake it by just what India is in today's map. So today also so many conflicts are going on. We can give them this solution, but because these people are not have faith in our this thing, so they will not do it with their heart. If today also, if somebody does it, he might get it, because it is written here in our Shastra that if you want to win over the other smaller countries, it is the best way. So, in my last class, I got a feedback from few of they found out my number and I got a call. Prabhuji, keep some more time for the question and answer. So, I am trying. Right now it is 8:30, so another 30 minutes we have. And as usual, we discuss the book Bhagavad as well as the person Bhagavad. So last time, if you remember, on 12th there was very important thing I discussed with you that day. Somebody said Hanuman Jayanti, so we could discuss only one thing that day. 12th April. Everybody remembers Hanuman Jayanti day? And that day I got a chance to do the same seva. So that day it was Balram Ras Yatra. Like recently people from our temple went to Dwarka Yatra. Before that went to Vrindavan Yatra. So similarly Balramji also goes for Ras Yatra. How he goes, that we will discuss today. Then Krishna Vasant Ras, about Krishna's Vasant Ras and all we hear so many times, but about Balramji Ras Yatra, at least we don't hear it that frequently. So I have chosen to discuss on that today. It's a very, very exalted subject matter, but still we will try to take whatever our capacity is. And then that day it was Shyamanand Prabhu's appearance day. Also it was Vansibadan Thakur appearance day. And also it was a Hanuman Jayanti. So that day we got little time, so we discussed about Hanuman Jayanti. Also we discussed about Hanuman Jayanti, Hanuman Chalisa's particular. So anybody remembers what verse we took from Hanuman Chalisa that day? That I said that I love that verse the most. Rama Rasayan Tumre Pasa Sada Rahura. But we discussed something, we elaborated on some other thing where we saw how Hanumanji is very chatur. Vidyavan Guniyati Chatur. And how he went to the Lanka and destroys the Chandi Stotra Yagya. Yes, this is just we are brushing up what we discussed so that we continue. So you have a choice today. We can discuss the Balram Rasyatra or appearance day of Shyamanand Prabhu. Please tell me what should we discuss today. Because we don't have time to discuss both the thing. We will discuss any one of the subject matter and I'll keep the next one for the next class whenever I get a chance.
Balaram.
Balram Ratha Yatra.
Balram Rath Yatra.
Balram Rath Yatra, yes.
Okay, so we are living in democracy, we will discuss that. So, but don't forget to remind me the appearance of Shyamanand Prabhu. We will talk about that because these are the devotees. When we read about these devotees, it gives us the nourishment, it gives us the hope. So that is also very important. But of course, we will, as the people have given the feedback, we are discussing on the Balram Ras Yatra. So let's go little in the background first to understand how it all started so that it fits into the context. As we know, at the age of 11-12 years, Balram and Krishna left Vrindavan. Came to Mathura. Mathura, they have to fight with. That was Chanur Mustik fight and all those things. Ultimately, it resulted in killing of their Mahaji. Kansa was killed. After Kansa was killed, there is a even bigger enemy took birth. His name was Jarasandha. Jarasandha was the father-in-law of Kansa. Till the time he was not having that much animosity about Krishna, Jarasandha. But as soon as these people killed Jarasandha, for any father-in-law, if his son-in-law is killed, definitely he'll become very angry. So he became very angry and he took a sankalpa in front of his two daughters, saying that I am going to wipe off Vrindavan and Mathura completely. Google में ऐसा सर्च भी मारेंगे तो मिलेगा नहीं. Where is Vrindavan and Mathura? So when Jarasandha did that vow, everybody got afraid. Can we stop sharing it now? Sorry, where I can. Sorry? No, some disturbance was coming, so I muted. So, I'll give them an option because sometimes it is interactive, so people will not be able to answer. So, I am giving. Yes. Okay. So, as we all know, Jarasandha attacked Mathura how many times? 17 times. And every time he used to bring a big army of his and his friends. In Mahabharata Yuddha, it is said that how many Akshani's warriors fought the Mahabharata Yuddha? 11 from one side. 11 from one side and 7 from other side you have to add. So total 18 Akshani. Yeah. So every time when Jarasandha was coming, you know how big was his force? It is said
23 Akshoni.
23 or 21. I was about to say 21, so you corrected it 23. So I am not very sure. Okay, I leave it to the people to research. Say 21, 23, whatever it is. So it is, what I am trying to say here is the force what Jarasandha was bringing was even bigger than what was present in the Mahabharata Yuddha. So this is what he did 17 times. And every time Krishna would have killed him, but Krishna was saying, okay, he is doing a favor for us. He is collecting all these Adharmi Raja, bringing us to so that we can finish them up. And after the 17th war, Lord chose to leave the battlefield and go. And Jarasandha was laughing, hey, look, you are a Kshatriya, you are running away from, you are actually Vaisya, but he was saying that way. You are leaving the battlefield, where are you going? So there Krishna is named as Ranchhod Rai. And Krishna is such a loving personality that he is worshipped as Ranchhod Rai also. There is a temple, Ranchhod Rai temple. So it is Krishna, and it is his Leela. He would have, this fellow is not understanding that 17 times he has spared me. That there is a plan, bigger plan of Lord. So from Mathura, Lord Krishna went to Dwarka, as we all know. It is said in our Shastra that all the Lord's associates which had come with him from the Goloka, they were transported to Dwarka, like how we transfer today money, online. So all the Dwarka, all the Mathuravasi who were the associate of the Lord, they were transported to Dwarka online. They need not to take anything with them, kapda latta, gaadi, bangla leke jane ka zarurat nahi. They were transferred directly from Mathura to Dwarka. But Lord and Balramji, they themselves went offline. They went offline, but all the associates were already sent to Dwarka. So then both came Dwarka, they settled their kingdom there, got married, had families. So one day so happened that somewhere just before these 2 months what we know as Basanta Ritu, Chaitra and Vaisakh, they were discussing about, okay, so one very unusual thing happened in Dwarka. What had happened was, Krishna's one of the son named Pradyumna, he was sleeping with his mother on the same bed. And suddenly it was found that he has disappeared. Pradyumna was the son of the Rukmani Mataji. He disappeared right from the bed. Now you can imagine, it is Krishna's palace. From there, something missing. Now today we have put all these CCTV cameras and all. What kind of security the Krishna's palace must be having? But he was nowhere to be found. Pradyumna was nowhere to be found. Gone missing from. And that too, Balramji was little more worried because the security and everything is under Balramji's supervision. And not some, money or some coin or something has been, no, live boy has been missing from the palace, right from the bedroom. They searched all the places, nowhere to be found. So it is said that after 16 years, Pradyumna comes back. Like nowadays people go for the software job, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and they stay there, then they make some girlfriend and all, then they come back home. They said, "Arey, एक ही भेजा था, दो कैसे आ गए?" बोले, "पिताजी, ये आपकी बहू है." Similarly, so this also comes in parampara. These boys are not doing something new. So Pradyumna also came like this only with the wife. He came back. He said, "Father, this is your putra Badhu." After 16 years. So he might be having some age when he was lost. So if somebody's son or daughter is doing that, so please don't get angry. It is in our parampara. People have done it before. So your son or daughter is not first to do that. So what they did? They said, okay, we will have a big celebration now because Pradyumna has come back and that too with the wife. So they did a big celebration, they planned a big celebration. In that celebration, they started making list. Like we also, when we have to invite our relatives, we are so busy in our day-to-day work because like I'm from Uttarakhand here in Mangalore. So then you have to think over, किस किस को बुलाना है, तो you will have to make a list to whom all. So they were making a list to whom to all to be invited for this celebration. So suddenly they remember, oh, we have to call Brajvasis also for this celebration. As soon as Krishna heard Braj, he started crying. Seeing him, Balram also started crying. They hugged each other and started crying like anything in the remembrance of Braj. So Balram ji gave an idea. He said, Kanu, we will do one thing. We both will go to Braj. He said, bro, what are you talking? You know my habit. If I go to Braj, I will not be able to come here. And what about this? So many queens I have. Who will look after all that? Such a big empire we have set up. Now you are saying go to Braj. It is not possible for me. You know my heart. If I go there, I will never come back. So what do? How we invite them? Now that time there was no WhatsApp. There was no Facebook. They cannot, or they did not like it to send that way, so they decided. So Krishna said, thou do one thing, you go. You go and invite on my behalf, you go and invite everyone. So Dauji was a little reluctant, but then he said, okay, because Krishna wanted me to go there. There is no difference between Krishna and Balram actually. Many places, Prabhupada has said that white Krishna is Balramji. There is no difference between them. For a Leela purpose, yes, they are big brother and young, smaller brother, but otherwise Krishna and Balram, there is no difference in their character or whatever it is. So the Rath was made ready for the Balramji. Balramji's Rath has got a dhwaja, it is called Tal Dhwaj. Yes? We see it in our Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra also. When Balbhadra's Rath comes, this flag is, it is a tal tree made on it. And then Subhadra Maiya's Padma. And Lord Krishna or Lord Jagannath's Rath is known as Garud Dhwaj. So these are the differences. They used to fly on their Rath so that wherever they are going, from the distance people know who is coming. So accordingly they can prepare themselves. So that was the reason this by seeing the flag itself, like when I used to work as a marine pilot in Mumbai port, in our workplace nobody would know us by our real name and all. Like here in ISKCON people say Mantra Prema, whatever our initiated name. So in our workplace, we are having earlier the communications were, because these are very legendary ports, I mean working from hundreds of years. So earlier this communication was not very strong, I mean not very, what we call it, that smooth. So pilots were given different flags, whichever pilot is boarding, whichever ship, he has to put his flag on top, and different flag has got different color coding. So they will put it. So everybody will look at that ship and they will say, okay, pilot Alpha is on board this vessel, pilot Zulu is on, pilot Papa is on this vessel. So these are the flags to identify the people. So similar, this is also clue these people must have taken from our Shastra only. So these flags were given on their different chariots. So with that chariot, he started proceeding towards Braj. And when anybody is going towards Braj, then he forgets everything. Immediately Balramji forgot about Dwarka and everything. So this is what our consciousness should be when we are going to Yatra. But what happens? Opposite happens. When we are going to Braj Yatra, we think, ताला लगाया था कि नहीं लगाया था, अलमारी बंद किया कि नहीं किया, did we keep our all costly items in locker or we forgot, whether we lock the locker itself or not. So many things will be, or oh, I had a business meet, I had called that guy, now what will happen there. So instead of going to when we are going to Braj Yatra, instead of uplifting our consciousness and thinking about Braj, we start thinking opposite what we have left. But Balramji is Balramji, so he is continuously thinking about Braj, what will happen. He is so excited. As he is going closer to the Braj, his excitement is increasing day by day. So when he reached close to the Braj, so from the far away, the bulls which were grazing on the Govardhan hill, they saw. And before, in fact, he reached there, the Subh Sanket, good omens, what do you call it? Yes. They started happening in the Braj. And the Brajvasis started thinking, why this is happening? This never happens. Because since the Krishna and Balram left Vrindavan, they were not happy. Everybody was morose. Even it is said that Yasodamai was not even cleaning her house. There were web cow everywhere in the house. Because they were totally under that, this thing that when they will come, then only we will do the cleaning and this thing. Because Krishna and Balram was the life and soul for those people. So when everybody started getting good signs, they said, is it Krishna coming? And all these birds, Lata, Pata, everybody. That's why in Basant Ritu, you see all the new leaves come in the trees now also. So all these trees started showing the new leaves, flowering started happening on the trees. And these flowers and this, where the Balramji was coming on that road, no human being was putting the Lata Pada. They were offering those flowers to in front of the Rath, like any VIP comes, we also put this flower petals and all, here also in Yatra and all. So similarly, there was nobody to do that. And there's bulls, cows, bumblebees, peacocks, everybody, as soon as whatever fastest track they can take, when they saw Tal Dhwaj, they said, okay, Balramji is coming. In fact, it is said that the Brajvasis, they loved Balramji more than Krishna. You know why? Because Brajvasi Balramji was a local guy. It happens, no, when you go anywhere, people say, अरे मेरा गाँव का है, he is a local guy. And somebody, तुम्हारा आधार कार्ड दिखाओ भाई, किधर का एड्रेस है तुम्हारा? अरे तुम्हारा तो उत्तराखंड का है, you are just working here. You are not from here, Mangalore. You are not local. Prabhuji will go, he will say, oh, Prabhuji, you are local guy. So similarly, Balramji is having an Aadhaar card where he is having local address. Krishna is transferred, he is not a original Brajvasi. So people always loved Balramji in that sense more, that he is a local guy, and they all took him as their leader. He is our neta, local guy. And Krishna is always, he is a, chaliya, lampat, thug, they would abuse him. So that way, and Balramji is known as Balbhadra. He was a gentleman. Bhadra means gentleman, yes? So Balramji was known also Balbhadra. Krishna is not a Krishna. You will not find Krishna's name like this, Bhadra. He'll just do ulta, he'll say something and do something ulta. So that way, they knew, okay, Balramji, and it is explained by our acharyas that Balramji and Krishna are inseparable. You just can't separate them. Wherever Balram, from the birth till the last time when Krishna went to Prabhas Kshetra, Balramji was always along with him. It is said that after Krishna left, he went to Patalok. Balramji went to Patalok. From the birth till he wrapped up this Leelas, Balramji was also. People, when they saw Tal Dhwaj Rath is coming, everybody started running towards that. So by air, the birds and these people will reach first. So these bumblebees, the cuckoos and the peacocks, they reached, and meantime the calves and the cows and the bulls, they were running. You see for Gosala, when that small Balram, we have named him Balram, yeah? When he is very excited, morning, you see him how he is running, he puts his tail on the back and he runs like that. So all that kind of things are happening. And then when the Brajvasis saw these all things happening, they saw from down. Then they also started seeing the Taldwas. They also started running towards that. Meantime, Yasoda Mai and these people also saw, oh, Balram is coming, that means Krishna is also coming. They got the life back. And it is explained by our Acharya. If you want to read it in detail, please read in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 65. Balram ji's, I think 65, or check kar lijiyega please. I think it is 65. So there it is given in detail. So Mata Yasoda is going out, again sees the man, no. These kids, they love the fresh butter. So let me take out some butter. But I don't have the fresh curd now. I'll have to arrange curd. Arey, house is also not clean. So she is coming inside, cleaning the house, again going back to see the Taldwaj, how far they have reached. Again coming inside, doing all the arrangement, again running back. See what anxiety they have to meet Lord Krishna and Balaram. Unless we develop this kind of anxiety, we are not going to get any kind of, anyway, this is a very high pedestal, but whatever we are trying, we have to see what kind of love these people had for the Lord. So she started running in, out. And meantime, Balramji arrived. So when Balramji was leaving Dwarka, that time Krishna has given him so many gifts. Krishna that time remembered each and every one. As I was telling you, he was making list. Sometime what happens? Arey, फूफा जी के साले तो रह गए, उनको तो इनवाइट करना भूल ही गए. नाउ ही विल बी वेरी एंग्री. और जीजा जी की बहन रह गई, वी कुड नॉट इनवाइट. बट कृष्णा डिड नॉट फॉरगेट एनीवन. ही रिमेंबर्ड ईच एंड एवरी ब्रजवासी's नेम. ही गेव गिफ्ट टू each and every Brajvasi. When he was loading all the gifts on the cart of Balramji said, am I going to meet these people, so many people? My whole time will be spent on meeting so many people. Krishna said, no, you have to meet each and everyone. I am keeping gift for each and everyone. So this is how this whole cart was filled up with the gifts sent by Krishna. So we should remember, Krishna, once he loves somebody, he will never forget us. Sometimes people say, what will happen the last moment if we don't remember it? Krishna will remember. He has sent gift to all the Brajvasis. Similarly, he will send a gift to us also if we are sincere. So when Balaram, and he told, you meet this fellow, you say like this and give this gift. When you meet mother, please, on my behalf, you speak this and give this. When you meet Nanda Maharaj, you give this, like this. So when Balramji came, he gave all the gift to all the Brajvasis. And now normally in our tradition and those time also, you cannot go in front of the Jeth. Jeth is the elder brother of the husband. What do you call here? Everywhere it is known as Jeth.
Brother-in-law. Yeah.
Brother-in-law, that is in English, but yeah. There we call साले को भी वही बोलते हैं, जेठ को भी वही बोलते हैं, हर एक को brother-in-law ही बोलते हैं. So, but we have a different terminology for addressing different type of relations. So, actually, they are not supposed to go. But when Radharani heard this, that Balramji has come and all the gopis, they said, Maro goli sarm ko. We have to go and get his association, otherwise. And meantime, when Krishna and Balaram left Vrindavan, Radharani and all the gopis, they were in their separation, they were not keeping well. To explain how bad the situation was, it is said that in one of the, I am just connecting the things, that when Radharani used to come to Nanda Bhavan in childhood, so Krishna was also, Lala and Lali they used to call them. So Lala ji to Saitan the hi bachpan se hi. As soon as he saw Radharani, he said, I am going to marry this girl. Small infant. They said, okay, we will do it afterwards. He said, no, today only I have to marry. You bring the ring. We will do the ring ceremony right away. They said, Lala, okay, you have selected the girl, but we will do it afterwards. He said, एक बार कृष्णा ने जिद पकड़ ली, nobody can make him understand. So it is said that they said, okay, because Lali is very small, you go and the smallest ring from the goldsmith. Say they brought one small ring. Now when Krishna tried to put it on the ring finger, it won't fit. So they said, what to do now? So they said, okay, forget it, put it on the smallest finger. So they put that ring in the smallest finger. This is such a small ring it was fitting here. So it is said that in this Vira Bhav, Radha Rani became so thin, then after a few days, that ring started falling down from her smallest finger. Now what she did? She used it as a bangle and put it in her arm like bangles. And after a few days, she became so thin that she started using it as a armlet. So this Branda Sakhi and Purnamasi, they used to console Radharani, we all know that Krishna cannot leave you. Krishna is there with you. But Radharani in the Vira Bhav, they used to enjoy that also. It is said that Sambhog or Viraha, if you compare Viraha, the ras, the anand that the devotees get is more. There's a whole class on that. We will not dwell into that area now. So when we discuss about the Sambhoga when the Krishna was there or Viraha when Krishna is not there, the Rasik Acharyas, they give commentary that the Viraha Bhav is even more enjoyable for the devotees of the Lord. So, because they were enjoying that, and Radharani also knew that Krishna cannot leave her at any point of time. But still, they wanted to have darshan of Dauji. So everybody came and then they sat. At the meantime, what had happened, the time now, already, 9 o'clock, I have to go to the office also, sorry. I'll just quickly wrap up now this story. So, when the news came that Balramji is, I am going little overtime, is that okay? Because I am also in hurry, I have to go to the office, but if you people are comfortable, I can take another 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
So, as we know, Balramji has got a different set of the gopis, and these are the Nagakanya gopis. As soon as those people came to know that Balramji has come here, immediately those Kanyas came to Braj to perform the Ras Leela with the Balramji, and then this Basant Purnima, Basak Purnima, this Ras Leela was performed in Braj. If you people have gone to the Braj Yatra and people have shown you the place, it is a place where there are a lot of Kadamba Brikshis there. At that place it is said that the Ras Leela was performed by Balramji. And meantime what had happened that, one important I want to share before I conclude today's talk. At times people says that Balramji many times it is said that he is intoxicated with Varuni. It's a liquid what Balramji consumes. So the story behind that is that when Varunadev came to know that Balramji is going to perform the Ras Leela, he tells his daughter Varuni. That's why that liquid is named as Varuni. So she's the daughter of Varuna. She comes as a liquid from these Kadamba trees. And when it started coming, the smell went all around. And they all got attracted, and everybody there, they drank the Varuni. It was very intoxicating. And it is not like today's liquor. Please don't get confused with that. So Balramji and all his associates, they had Ras Leela, and then I will not go right into because it's a very, very high subject. So after getting drunk with the Varuni, everybody wants what? To have a cool water bath. So Balramji also thought, okay, let's have some cool water bath. So he made a video call immediately. Yamune, come here, night 3 o'clock. When Yamuna Mataji saw what mobile, Are, Dauji is calling. Who is this guy right night 3 o'clock calling me? So she put the phone on silent mode, kept it aside. That angered Balramji. And Balramji is what also known as Haldar. He said, I am calling, you are not coming, now I am going to cut you in different what you call dharaon mein, sahastra dharaon mein. I'll divide you into the thousands of this thing. So Yamunamai said, no, please don't do that. That will finish my existence. Balramji was ready to finish Yamunamai that day. Finish. But then she obliged. She came where that place is known as Echa Dauji. If you go to the Dham Yatra, it is a place. You went there? No. So normally it is in Hindi. If you say it is a Khecha Dauji, but Vrindavan, everything they twist like Krishna, no. So the name is also twisted. Khecha Dauji ki jagah, that place name is known as Echa Dauji. And now, actually, earlier the Yamuna used to go from a different place. Now, because of Balramji, it comes from Echa Dauji. So basically, when Balramji went to Braj Yatra, this Ras Yatra, he changed the whole geography also of that place. What we see today, all glories to Balramji. So we should not mistake this Ras Leela as, mundane activity what we see today in the name of at different places, Dandiya or all those things. It is a reflection of that, but it is a very, not very, it is the topmost Adan Pradan of the love between the Lord and His devotees. It should not be taken as very cheaply. In fact, once Prabhupada was asked to talk, he said, I am not able to talk. You might be capable of listening, but I am not able to. I don't consider myself to talk about this pastime. So similarly, when Prabhupada says that, who are we to go deep into that? If somebody is interested, please read Shastras. That is beyond our capacity to discuss. So this is what I had to offer today to all of you. Hope you people have heard it carefully. So this is the Balram Ras Yatra, what he started from Dwarka, came to Braj, and in between what all pastimes he did. Thank you all very much. I thought I will give you some time for question answer, but again, I'm sorry. Maybe some other day we will take up the questions. If you have something, you can, Dormanman Prabhuji is here. You can send him the question, he will answer. Thank you all very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Prabhuji, Sadhu Pranam. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Adar
Prabhuji,
Pranam.
धन्यवाद प्रभुजी प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,